Sketch the graph of line. In this series, we will learn how to sketch graph of a line when equation is given in slope-intercept form or in standard form. Let's start with slope-intercept form. Here is question number 1. It says, sketch the graph of line y equals to half x minus 3. Now this equation is in slope-intercept form, which can be written as y equals to mx plus b, right? So just a quick reminder where m is the slope of the line, right? M is the slope and b is y-intercept. Now what is slope? Slope, as you know, is rise over run, correct? Rise over run is slope. Rise means change in y over change in x. So these are different ways in which we can understand what slope is. So I'm just drawing a small line here and trying to show you different things which relate to slope. Slope also tells you how steep. If slope is positive, that means line is rising. If slope is negative, that means line is falling, correct? We always see a line as it goes from left to right. So these are a few things about the slope. Well, slope could be 0 if it is horizontal, right? 0 slope. And if it is vertical, then it is undefined. Correct? And how about y-intercept? Y-intercept is a point where the line intersects y-axis, correct? That is this point. When we say y-intercept, we really mean that x value is 0 at that point, right? So here in this equation, if I write x equals to 0, I get y equals to minus 3. That means our line is going to intersect y-axis at minus 3. So in this graph, minus 3 is y-intercept. So this is b. Correct? That is b. So first thing, when you are given a line in slope-intercept form, identify what y-intercept is. In this case, it is minus 3. And therefore, we'll draw a point at minus 3. So that is our minus 3 and that is the y-intercept. So we get 1 point. To draw a line, we need at least 2 points, correct? Now how do we get the second point? To get the second point, we'll take help of the slope, right? In this case, what is the slope for us? As you can see, comparing these two equations, y equals to mx plus b, m, the coefficient of x is the slope. Here, coefficient of x is half. Therefore, slope is half, right? So let me write slope as m equals to half, correct? So that is what the slope is. What does slope of half mean? Let's look into these definitions of slope. Change in y over change in x, or rise over run. You can use one of these to understand how to get the slope. Rise, run. Let's use this definition. That means rise, run, 1, 2. That means rise of 1 and run of 2. That is what I mean is rise from this point, take a point which is y-intercept. From here, rise of 1. So you go up 1 step. So that is my rise of 1, okay? And now run. So I'll take run and use a different ink for run. Let me use red color for run. And run of 2, right? Rise over run, correct? Run of 2. So we're doing run of 2 and we have done rise of 1, okay? So it is like 1 over 2. That is what the slope is. So run of 2. So let's run 2 steps to the right. 1 step and then 2 steps. And that's our final position. That's the run of 2. And with that, we get another point. And let's say this is our point. Correct? We can repeat this process. That means rise of 1, that is this one, and run of 2, that is 1 and 2, correct? And we reach that point. So we get rise, run, and we get 3 points. They are good enough to draw our graph. So let's place them in a line and join with a straight line. That will give us a beautiful graph, perfect for this equation. So here is my graph for the line y equals to half x minus 3. You will notice one more thing which is kind of critical to understand here. Okay? And that is, when you look at this equation and when we say slope is half, let me write here, slope is half, m is half. We could also write this half as minus 1 over minus 2. That is also half, right? Do you understand? Do you appreciate that part? Minus 1 minus 2 will also give you half, 1 over 2. But that helps to get few more points on the line. How do we get those? Minus 1 means going down one step this time. So we'll go down one step, that is minus 1 from any point. Let's go down from the y-intercept. B, right? That was at minus 3. Now from minus 3 we went down 1 and minus 2 means left 2 units. So we'll do run but on the left side 1 and 2 and we reach another point. Do you see? We reach a point on the line. Do you see that? So our line correctly shows this equation. Let's do it again. So we go down one step and left 2 steps. So we go 1 and 2 and there you are. Do you see that? So we get to the line. So by slope we get to know the other points, and once we mark all the points they can always be joined by a straight line giving us a line, correct? And it's a good idea whenever we draw a line we draw arrows at the end signifying that the line extends on both sides and it has not just these few points, infinite points. All these points in between are the points on the line which could be calculated by giving different values of x. I hope you understand and appreciate how to draw a line given the equation in slope-intercept form. Remember, coefficient of x is the slope and the constant is the y-intercept. Okay? All the best and enjoy rest of the videos in this series to become masters in sketching graph of a line. Thank you.